Delano Las Vegas will soon be just a memory, while Bally's is set to bring an old familiar name back to the Las Vegas Strip. Plus, you can now bet on the upcoming U.S. elections. And that's what we're talking about this week in gambling. Is Bally's set to return to the Las Vegas Strip? It sure looks that way, and we have new renderings of what that resort could look like, along with the baseball stadium they plan to build right next door. But first, Delano Las Vegas will soon be no more. But don't worry, they're not tearing the place down, they're just rebranding it, as MGM Resorts feels that it's once again time for a name change. You see, from 2003 to 2012, Delano was simply known as 𝗓𝗓hotel at Mandalay Bay. Not exactly the most creative name, I know. But before the end of this year, Delano will be rebranded once again and become the W. Yeah, they're not super creative with the whole name thing. Actually, the W will be part of the W Hotels brand owned by Marriott. And hey, here's a little bit of Vegas history for you. This won't even be the first W Las Vegas. There was previously a W down at the Sahara several years ago, and there was a W Las Vegas planned back in 2007 that never got built. While we say goodbye to the Delano, Bally's has released those fresh renderings we just told you about of what the new resort and the baseball stadium could look like. And we've got your first look right here. This preview shows how the new stadium and resort tower could look, as Bally says the first phase of this project will include a casino, sportsbook, bars, food outlets, a pool, and the new stadium, all of which they say will be ready to go before the opening day of baseball season 2028. Phases 2 and 3 would follow, with additional hotel rooms and pools, along with a convention area and retail space. Now, we have not seen any official confirmation that this new resort will be called Bally's Las Vegas, but come on! This is Bally Corporation we're talking about, and they did pay Caesars $20 million for the name Bally's just a few years ago, so what else could it be? Of course, Bally's wasn't the only company in Las Vegas releasing new renderings this week. You may recall that back in April, we visited Ellis Island Casino, where renovation work was well underway. This week, they released this brand new picture showing their vision of what the redesigned property could look like, with plans for a new bar and rooftop lounge, plus an expanded casino floor with hundreds of new slots and even rumors of a steakhouse. There were more gambling headlines coming out of Las Vegas this week, including how the Westgate is getting into the Halloween spirit, along with huge jackpots, including a $300,000 win on 𝗓𝗄 over at the Paris. Our friends at Casino City keep up with all these gambling stories across Vegas and America, and now you can too when you visit them at CasinoCityTimes.com. And finally this week, voters here in America will be heading to the polls over the next several days to help make critical decisions on who's going to be running the nation and what direction is our country headed for the next several years. Of course, the biggest question on everyone's mind is, can we bet on this election? 𝗓𝗪𝗄 is a New York-based company that is allowing people to place bets on this year's election. And not everyone's happy about that, especially those within the U.S. government who seem to believe that gambling could jeopardize the integrity of the process. Let me make sure I got this straight. We've got hanging chads, suspicion of voter fraud, accusations of Russian interference, and our government is worried about you and me making a $5 bet on the election. Okay.
𝗧𝗛𝗓𝗏 spaghettios.